few years back when I started to post on YouTube, you were sort of looked at as that, the YouTuber and not a real filmmaker. But I was really fearful that, I'd be pigeonholed and be looked at as the YouTuber. But now as I do this more and more, I'm starting to realize these two things are just starting to merge into one. There's a new wave of filmmakers who are posting on this platform and putting out the same caliber of work to those who are actually working on commercial level productions with massive crews and quote-unquote real film sets. It's funny because even people at the top of these productions, like Solomon Lithelm, for example, he posted a story a few months back where he said in order to get his passion projects made, he's just gonna go out with an FX3 and a very skeleton crew and just shoot it all himself. I think we're sort of headed in that direction with filmmaking, where things can be done at a very minimal level. The bridge between YouTuber and filmmaker is pretty much bridged at this point. Like, I used to wait for people to call me a DP or a filmmaker to think I was actually one, but that's just not the case. You become a DP or a filmmaker by shooting films and creating projects. To quote the art and business of online writing, being a writer is not a destination. There isn't a point on the road at which you are officially someone worth following on the internet. Which means if you truly want writing to be a part of your life or career, then being a writer isn't actually your goal. Your goal is to write, and it's through writing that you will be a writer. I think the point I'm trying to make is filmmaking is so accessible now. Like a few years ago, it was way harder to go out and make something. Gear was more expensive, sure, and we didn't have all these social media platforms where we can so easily access an audience. Like, it's so cool to see on even TikTok now where, actors are actually getting roles from posting their little skits on TikTok. And I really think if you're just not creating at this point, that's on you, and you're holding yourself back from not going out and just creating stuff. Before this YouTube new wave and social media platforms, it was just way harder for your work to be seen. Like, it either had to be on a streaming service or on the big screen or get lucky on Vimeo, and that's just no longer the case. These algorithms have gotten really good to recommending your work to the people that want to actually see them, and there's just no longer that hurdle of gatekeepers. Like, look at channels like Danny Gewurz and Mark Bone. Mark used to work on traditional film sets, and now he decided to put that aside and focus solely on YouTube, and he's able to make whatever he wants to make. Like, if he wants to make a documentary about X, he can go out and do that. And same with Danny, like, he was able to shoot a movie by posting himself on YouTube because he was able to crowdfund through his audience, and he got executive producers to hop on board. They have the freedom to go out and make whatever they want to make, and I really think that's just going to be the new wave of filmmaking. I used to spend so much time on Instagram seeing all these cool projects being shot and just dreaming about one day somebody hitting me up to shoot one of these cool spots, and I just realized one day, that's never gonna happen. No one's gonna come knocking on your door saying, hey, we want you to shoot the next Nike commercial, unless you're like the top of the line DP or director. But if you want to be getting these spots and hopefully competing one day in that space, you have to go out and create opportunities for yourself. Like, go out and shoot a spec project and shoot a Nike commercial if that's what you want to do. Like, I just realized no one's gonna hand you these opportunities on a silver platter. Go out and create them yourselves if you want to have these cool projects in your portfolio. There's that famous saying by James Cameron, and I'll play it right now.
You never really get an opportunity. You take an opportunity. In the filmmaking business, no one ever gives you anything. Nobody ever taps you on the shoulder and say, I've really admired the way you talk and the way you draw, and I think you'd make a good director.
This has really been something I've learned on my journey, is just to not wait on people. Like, I told myself one day, fuck it, I'm just gonna go out and shoot a project, and that was the Depop project. I put my own money into it. I didn't wait on anyone for permission to go out and shoot it. I just did it, and I really think if you want to be able to make it in this career and call yourself a filmmaker, go out and create these opportunities for yourself. And that's what I want this channel to be about. Like, I want to talk about process, I want to talk about creative, I want to talk about the creative hurdles that I had to get over, and really just figuring out this filmmaking thing together. And I really think there's a new wave of filmmaking, which is the YouTube new wave. I'm coining that right here, right now. And honestly, if you want to be taken along this journey with me, that's the things that I want to talk about on my channel. Obviously, I'll chat about gear every now and then, but that's not the main focus of this channel. I have tons of videos on this channel on how to shoot a project. I go through step by step. I have treatment templates available if you want to plan your next project and get your creative ideas out onto paper. I'm really just figuring things out as I go, which all of the filmmaking industry is doing. The title Filmmaker is is no longer defined by having your movies play on the big screen. I really think you can be a filmmaker in today's day and age if you're even uploading on TikTok or YouTube, and quit telling yourself you can't make that thing because XYZ. Just go out and make it.